Hi all, Hal here with more Space Engineers, and we've been doing a lot of stuff. We had a small problem, but that's okay. You know, we figured it out. We've got some things working now, which is all good. And yeah, so let's get started. Woohoo! Alright, so we have a lot to get done today. Let me show you what we've been working on. If you remember, we were talking about adding that new area in to mirror, or mostly mirror, what we had on the other side. So I've started working on it, and let me turn the light off here so you can see what we've got going on. So we've set up a small crew area, well, at least captain's cabin, right? As you can see, we do have everything piped in here for ventilation, so we should be good. The entire ship should now be airtight, I believe. We'll probably find a spot when we break Atmo, but you know. We still have our refining areas back here. We have our storage area over here, which I'm thinking we're probably going to close up. It is all airtight, but we don't want things blowing up on us. Alright. And let me grab this really quick. Where are our doors? Armored windows. Because we are going to be heading into space. Hopefully, anyway. Oh, helps if I close things down. Now, the only reason I'm closing everything up is that it is all airtight. But, we all know my luck with taking off, so... Alright. So go ahead and close this down. That's all sealed. We have our new area outside. Well, I should say our new hangar space. All of our windows are closed up. Alright. So, yeah, one of the things that we did, we are going to open this up. Everything else is closed down at this point. Awesome. But I want to show you what we have going on with the hangar space. Alright, so coming into the hangar area, we've put a couple of these hatches in because we now have gyros down here. We actually have a second cargo, well, I should say a isolated cargo. It is tied into the network, but it's hidden, so if you're not standing here, you won't see it. Did that for a couple of reasons. One is that it gives you a secure area to drop stuff off into. So if you want to have, say, survival goods, extra weapons. This is the mirror to the entrance area, if you remember over here. This is the old entrance and exit. It used to be the ramp attached. Ah! Alright, let's try that again. Oh, come here. There we go. And then over here we have a second one of the hatches with another gyro attached and a gravity generator now. Which is nice, because that means once we get out of the atmosphere we will still have gravity. For those who have been following the channel for a while, you will know that Gravity and I have a love-hate relationship in this game. Now, this is the only portion of the ship that when you are traveling between, you need to be in a suit. Now the rest of this is actually set up. Now one of the things, we'll talk about that in a second, one of the things that I have decided I'm going to do because I was able to make it work is we are going to get rid of these 4 doors on, well, the 2 doors on either side, 4 doors total, and close in the area. So I'm thinking what we will have is we'll basically take out stuff to the across here, so this will become a closed off area with maybe a door here in the middle. It'll be another one of the airlock doors, and then that gives me room on either side to have a couple of cabins down here as well, so we'll be able to put in, you know, like a place for the crew to live when this is detached from the parent ship. Now, we do have things mapped over here. We've gone ahead and mapped in the hangar doors. and we've mapped in all of these. Now this is completely airtight. We have a system set up over here to handle the pressurization and depressurization. So for right now, we're okay. Now, this little beast, if you notice, we did rebuild the mining craft. I was actually going to do this on camera, and I started playing around with it, and I realized that I was 90% done. So let me show you what we did. We do have the tier 2 small drills. We don't have platinum yet, so we can't make the tier 3 or higher drills. Once we have some platinum, we'll be making the tier 4 drills to replace these with. Now we do have the large Atmo thrusters. Once we have platinum, we'll be able to go ahead and replace these with the pulse engines. Once we have those replaced with the pulse engines, we'll be able to fly this thing in and out of atmosphere. So yeah, that's basically what I've been working on. We did put a ore detector on it, and we did place an antenna, so we'll be able to use that to pull information out of. The one thing I didn't put on here is I didn't put Bob on. Mainly because of the fact that we do have drills, and this is what we're going to be using for now in order to get us enough resources to start building a bigger mining craft to build something a little bit more, let's say, robust. Yes. So for the time being, we have cryo chambers, so people, if you do take something like this in the multiplayer, you will have an area for people to log out in the ship with. But we will be putting something more permanent in the near future. Okay, so that's basically what we've been working on. Now I think all of our doors, everything should be closed up. We are coming into the morning, as you can see. Sun's coming up over the horizon. We did go ahead and add in the second of the landing pads that we were talking about last time, and as you can see, I've added another thruster down there. So we should have enough lift with these thrusters to get us pretty much into space, I'm hoping. But we're going to find out. Right, so let's get up to the bridge. We're going to go ahead and start closing some of this stuff down. Now this is a standard planet, so it does mean it's going to take us, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes or so to get into space from the ground. Because we are not using any of the speed unlocks or the delimiter mods, so we will be capped at the 100 meters a second for ascent. But yeah, I think that's everything. Alright. Now if you notice, the rover is not behind us. That is intentional. We did go ahead and park that over at Echo Base, and we're going to be leaving that here. So let me see here. We have all of our thrusters are on. And we are off the ground. Look at that. Now we do have a lot of ice on board, so we should be okay for the most part. But I have to say, this is a rather spectacular takeoff. It almost makes me feel like I should have some kind of like Flight of the Valkyries or something going. And hopefully we will be coming up out of or into orbit far enough away from the other ships that we're not going to draw aggro on them. I haven't added the turn off for the landing gear yet. And these thrusters have got some serious lift to them. Holy crap. What's our altitude up to? Okay, so we are starting to slow down on our acceleration. So now we kick those over. We turn off our atmospheric thrusters. Okay, now we turn on our atmospheric thrusters. still low enough in the atmosphere that the hydrogen wasn't enough. Alright, so it looks like atmospheric has hit its limit. Mostly. We'll find out here in a second. So if we turn off those... Question is do we have enough large thrusters to get us far enough up? Oh, there it is. Yes. Okay. We did have enough lift, which is rather awesome. Oh. Actually a rather beautiful planet. It's always nice when we're able to get away from everything. But this does give us a station that we can put into orbit. Now, I have not put a control chair in on the hangar yet. So we do have to remember that, because that will become important at some point. And that's one of the reasons why I want to do a little bit of restructure, but I'm trying to find platinum first. So we're going to try and get out of atmosphere. In order for us to actually get completely out of gravity, it's going to require us to be... turn off the dampener so we don't slow ourselves down. We do need to get upwards of, I'm going to say 40,000, like 42,000 meters I think is the cutoff. Keep the burn going here, get us back up to 100 meters a second. That is going. We're going to go ahead and turn on our gravity panel, our gravity system. Now, the reason I turn that on is because I can actually use that as a gauge. I've got it set for 0.5 gravity. So as you can see down in the bottom left corner, artificial gravity has not for a very long time worked in planetary gravity fields. So, because we are at 0.5 on artificial gravity, or when we're at 0.5 in artificial gravity, that means we will have been completely out of the atmosphere and out of the gravity well of the planet. So it's a good secondary indicator to let you know if you're in a planetary gravity well or not, without having to get to the bridge. Wondering how much of our backlog of ice we're burning through. Let's see. I made sure we brought plenty of ice with us. Got about 1.5 million units of ice, or we had about 1.5 million, almost 2 million units of ice when we left. So we'll see how this goes. All right, we're getting pretty close. Now the nice thing is that the bridge is still holding atmosphere, so that means, you know, we did actually seal things up properly, which is good. Let's show you what we've got going on here. So, as you can see, we're going to turn that off for now. We are mostly symmetrical. If you notice, I'm going to point this out, and the folks that are OCD are going to hate me for pointing this out, but if you notice in the top right corner, there's a little extension that comes off where the laser is mounted. On the left side, you don't have that. So, and then there's some differences in the detailing of what's actually going on in those sections, but it's fine. 54, we're at 3,000. So we get ourselves back up to 100 meters a second again, we should be okay. Got potential mining over here. Oh, we might have to try for a couple of these. I really want to get out of the atmosphere though, and fully out of the gravity well. And I'm thinking that one right there, if you see it right there next to the little thruster, that one's looking like it might have platinum on it. That one might too. That one might. That one is either all stone. No, I'm seeing some iron in there. There might be platinum in that. But looking at that one, I'm willing to bet that there's probably something platinum-wise over there. Oh, you know what we never put on here? We never put an ore detector on the ship itself. I'm wondering. Yes, a little bit further up. Sure we don't have large astral bodies getting ready to slam into us at some ridiculous speed. Okay. We are almost out of atmosphere, or almost out of gravity. I'm going to start heading that way. Let's turn on our dampeners. Should be clear on all sides as far as burn is concerned. Alright. So we are up high enough that our hydrogen will keep us aloft. That's actually good. And we already have jump drives, so if we need to jump, we can. Now, keep in mind, we do have AI turned on, so it is very possible that we will get attacked. But we'll see how that goes. I do need to put an ore detector on. I think I'm going to mount it inside the hangar. I've got some space inside the hangar that I'm not using right now. So I'm thinking we'll probably end up mounting something in the hangar area. Alright, so we should be pretty close to breaking at gravity well. We're at 42. Like I said, we just want platinum. That's all we're looking for. And we are now out of gravity, so we can now turn off our dampers. Set ourselves up to do a braking maneuver here. It's always nice when things work out for you. Okay, so we're going to try and get somewhat in here. This thing is massive. Now what I'm trying to do is get close enough. Let's see, where is the sun? Sun's up there, so if we roll this thing this way. Should give us. I think the ship is too big to actually see if our solar panels are actually putting anything out. I'm seeing a lot of iron there. Is that uranium down there in the middle of the iron patch? Could be. It looks like uranium. Two things that we actually need. Alright, so let's get us over and parked. And what we're going to do is if we can get ourselves situated directly over it so that we can use Bob to pick up some resources for us. Iron, silicon, silver. Hey, experimental jump craft. Oh, you're interesting. I wonder what that looks like. So we're going to bring ourselves down just a little bit here. So just maybe that might just be shadow on the iron. So, no platinum. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and have you go away, and we'll close these out. Do new from current position, because we need to start tracking these. So this is near Earth orbit number 1. And what did we say? It's silver, iron, and silicon, I believe. Okay, so we made it into orbit. We are mostly parked. And now we just are on the hunt for platinum and ice. Platinum is actually going to be more important than ice for us, for the foreseeable future at least. But you know, it's okay. We'll make it work. Alright. What's funny is I generally find platinum on the first asteroid, like, that's just inside the gravity well. I do want to get a larger. Actually, do I have one on here? I might have one on here. Nope. Just the one on the ship. Okay. We definitely need to get a bigger ore detector on board. Seeing a bunch of broken fragments over here. See if our luck holds out. Civilian craft, experimental jump craft. I really want to see that jump craft. What I'm thinking is that we'll put an ore detector. I don't know where the hell we're going to put an ore detector on this. Maybe on the column, behind the central column there. That might work. almost looks like a big Gundam ship or something, doesn't it? It's very Japanese anime style. Definitely a lot of iron in there. Okay, I need to remember we don't have as much downwards thrust as we have upwards thrust. Iron. Looks like that might just be iron in there. Okay. So what we're going to do is let's let the ship come to a complete stop. Or as complete of a stop as it's going to be. We need supplies. It's passing through. Oh, I keep forgetting to put a vent in there. Okay. Anyway, so let's go ahead and do this. Get some of this stuff off here. We're gonna go. We want an ore detector. And this is steel plates. Let's grab plates really quick. Alright. Remember, I guess I could go out this way. Is a good check to see, make sure everything is actually airtight. I've got a bunch of hydrogen with me. This is good. Need to remember to put on our helmet. Ideally, I would be setting down someplace where I could actually there you go. Turn off the thrusters while we're waiting for seeing a crap ton of iron. Iron is not the thing that we're looking for, and I don't want to pop that hatch because that would be bad. Not like catastrophically bad, but you know, we would just vent all of the atmosphere inside the ship. Well, half the ship at least. Okay. And then, just because I was just joking about it, we're going to start closing some of this stuff down. Alright. Let's go this way. So yeah, basically at this point it is just the search for materials. Like I said, iron is not a bad thing. Well, what are you? You look like you might be... Let's see, I can't get a good look at it. That looks like uranium, maybe? Careful that we don't slam. Oh, look at you. You are uranium. Okay. Tell you what, we're gonna rotate ourselves around a little bit. Move ourselves over, and I'm going to show you how to do a little bit of deep space mining with a gravity generator. Most of you don't know how to do this already, but, you know. Okay, how much uranium ore do we have? Oh, we got plenty of uranium ore. I'm not going to worry about it then. Alright. So normally what I would do is just go ahead and mine some of this up. But looking at it, the only thing we have here. Alright. Alright, So, what I think I'm going to do is I think we're going to go ahead and call this one here because, like I said, we're basically just looking for resources at this point. Knowing where there is uranium is good because of the fact that in this particular mod we do have the exploration enhanced mod enabled, and it uses refined uranium as a currency. So if you find like those transports over there, or you find a station or the freighter, you can sometimes trade with those. When you get close enough, if you're friendly with them, you can actually give them uranium. You ask for materials and you get your materials back if you give them enough uranium for it. So I'm thinking what we'll do is I'm probably going to let the game run for a little bit by itself, get some material, specifically get some uranium processed. Uranium and silver usually means platinum on the asteroid. I'm kind of surprised. I'll change that waypoint to reflect the silver too. But yeah, usually you find platinum when you find uranium and silver on the same asteroid. Alright, anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to throw those down in the section below. And if you would like to have a copy of this thing up on the workshop, let me know, and I'll throw it up there. I will tell you ahead of time that there are a lot of mods installed on this thing. So, keep that in mind. Right? Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you back here next time for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Right. Come on. No whammies, no whammies. Big numbers, big numbers. Uranium, magnesium, and iron. Well, crap.